like I was trapped in my body.
Well, we are kind of trapped in our.
We're not trapped. Trapped means like talk active movements. That's
Kind of like, but then again, it's
No.
not like existing in a closed, not in a
You're not confined.
space.
That comes out really wrong.
Yeah, trapped is not the word. But
I
we were
felt-
living,
I
we were living in
felt
our.
Yeah, I just felt like I was slower than usual.
He didn't ask me, but my week was fine. it was good. Just, yeah, I would say same old thing. Work,
I was about to ask you just.
you are too slow. You could have asked me 0.5 seconds before that, but you didn't. You just used it to explain how your week went.
See, that's how
I don't like you much.
Yeah. But let's get right into it, shall we? So today on the podcast, on this show,
Show. It's a show now.
on the podcast we have the beautiful, intelligent, wonderful, caring, kind, lovely. You think you know the good words in dictionary, so you have to define your friend, define your friend, and she's literally just the purest soul outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, right here we have a baby lawyer with us. I wonder about
What
her.
kind of baby lawyer?
But then again, just where I'm going her baby lawyer. She hasn't been called to the bar yet, but we know what's that thing they say?
BL in view.
Yeah.
That thing she said.
Yeah, what she said.
Anyway, hi guys.
Yes, hear that.
She's ready. She's ready
Yeah,
for
ready.
fame life.
Hi
So,
guys.
Tyler.
This is Cyntaya, but she's Cynthia to you.
And Cyntaya to us.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Don't get it twisted. Love's a beautiful thing. I'm sorry, that was random. Okay. So, Cynthia, how was your week?
Oh, it was okay. Same old, same old. As cliche as that sounds, honestly. Everyday cooking, everyday cleaning,
Mhm.
little bit of snack here and there. Wake up, morning prayers and breakfast, love and life.
Wow.
Auntie.
That's one thing with you.
That was a lot.
Okay, Cynthia. So we are going to hop right into the class today. Are we good?
Hey.
Today's episode is themed word problems. You understand?
Yeah, so it's still no problem. So remember after the end of every math class or at the end of every math topic of the week, your teacher would give you word problems as to solve, which we're supposed to trick us into believing that we would need the mathematical topic in life. But as you have come to realize, you do not need productive equations to survive.
So I met someone that their line of work. I was actually speaking about the almighty formula. And then he was saying to me that we use the application because they thought of the formula because of the application of the formula. They use the application in their line of work.
Wow, that's like one in one.
I know, I said you use it every day of your life.
Yeah, but that's hope. It's hope that's hope my father played his own mistake.
Yes.
What did you want to say?
What do you want to
Honestly,
say?
maybe just be a trust fund kid.
Don't they do math?
You knew math, my love. You know you did.
They all did math.
You all did math at the end of the day. So yeah, I still want to believe that they were lying to me because I have
sentences are used to explain or buttress mathematical facts. They are calculated or solved by the solver writing out
Which is you
you. Yes, you portion in math class, solving the sentences or using sentences to obtain certain equations.
Yeah.
And be solved quadratically, linearly, or simultaneously, and all of that. So that's the crux of the matter. Those are what problems are. Ada has 3 apples. Musa has 5. Somebody was 6 years older than you are, but twice the age of Musa's father.
All I have to say,
If the 3 apples that's by your hand was influenced by Abel, how does the person that was 7 times older than the father?
yeah.
In fact, finally, find X. X is always missing.
So what I'm saying is that they're the ones that taught us, masters are the ones that taught us how to complicate life. Because tell me why you can't just straight up
Ask me to
ask
find
me to
people.
find X. X is always missing anyway.
Honestly,
You could just always tell me to find X, and I will
Yeah.
find X for you. All
let's
let's
just
just
ask
ask nicely. You don't have to go through the long way. If you want to talk to me, talk to me directly.
Okay, so the application of this whole concept is that lawyers always say, people in the arts generally say, a lot, very opinionated. Why do they always find a way to say, I put it to you? Why they put it to
because
you?
Don't put it
they
to
are
me.
putting it to you.
Please
But
don't put it to me.
Why shouldn't
Don't put it, take it away.
Take it away, thank you.
I don't want
I don't want to hear.
all those years of studying, reading, lots of learning, lots of open-ended
You know, you just have to put it to somebody.
yes, you need to put all that knowledge somewhere. You're going to lose your mind.
Okay, I can make it.
Since Cyntaya is saying
Since
so-
you're saying that, that makes a lot of sense.
But do it with discretion.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Like,
Don't
don't put it to me.
Yeah.
If you're not Cyntaya, don't put it to me.
Yes, if you're not saying that, I don't put it to me. That's it.
Yeah.
So Cyntaya had worked shortly, maybe not so shortly, but had worked with the Ministry of Justice in Akwa Ibom, and they had a section, gender based, what was it called?
Sexual and gender-based violence response
Department. She had worked in that department for a while. I think she was like one of the first responders in the department for a while. And I remember when she would come back home, because apparently they all live on the same road, guys, so we all just live to each other's houses. She'd come back home, and tell us how it was a gory day. Something horrible that happened at work. Somebody was abused in some way. So the complaint came in and it was horrible. How was it working there?
traumatizing seeing this because you just all of the empathy in this world is not enough to help most of these survivors. Like you see, how do you rape a 2-year-old? Let's start from there.
Really 2-year-old.
Yeah. Like
After losing one.
we see very gory, very vile cases. And there's no other way to explain it.
when she started working there. She said you don't call them the victim, you call them the survivor. So you know how the survivors are always traumatized or more like tagged with this. They're like, what were you wearing? Why were you there? Didn't you know? Just the darnest questions ever. How does that apply to a 2-year-old? There is no way a 2-year-old would look
There is nothing
that would be
provocative.
sexually
There is nothing
appealing.
provocative about this
He just looks like a baby.
They just arrived.
Exactly.
They just arrived.
Yeah.
The world.
He just looks like a baby.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
And it's such a problem because I feel like we as a society we do not have a survival based approach when it comes to dealing with matters of SGBV or gender based violence. So the first thing they think to ask you is, oh, what were you wearing? What
Why
were
were
you
you
doing?
there?
Why were you there? Did you do anything to suggest? How do you possibly suggest that you'd like to be raped? Please, Cyntaya, explain to me. I'm sorry. There's no possibility.
Like this pink cloth now, it resembles rape me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, So we had the direct thing, and I feel like that's also why many survivors are not audacious enough because it takes a lot of strength.
And the stigma now stays with the survivor and not with
And
the
you even
rapist.
see that even with like parents.
So we had a case one time in the ministry where a girl was constantly being abused by her father, but the mother, being aware of this abuse, constantly stopped the girl from reporting in order to save face. So seeing things like this, you can't help but wonder if a child does not feel safe at home. If I cannot feel safe in the arms of my mother, if my father is abusing me, my mom knows and she's enabling this abuse. Polluting. Do you understand? Yes. She's enabling this abuse. And then there's only so much you can do for that child, And I feel like society in general, we do not have a survival-based approach when it comes to matters of GBV. So the first
GBV being gender
is
school.
yes.
So please break it down.
Yes, gender-based and well, yeah, we do not have a survival-based approach because the tendency to blame the survivor that's always the first thing that anybody thinks to do. People that are educated, obviously, the educated ones.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't even put the educated ones and the non-educated. It's people. Please, all humans are demons. Because now, I don't know if people go to school or we used to have an auntie or an uncle or somebody else say, hey, some of you go to school, some of you school goes through you, or something like that. Like, because it's not going through.
Well,
We had a lecturer that would say, certificate is first in character, then in learning.
true.
The university, by your discretion, can choose that you merit this, like in learning, but you do not merit it in character. Hence, you do not get a certain grade at graduation. But that character is
It's like
it be the educated people.
Yeah.
I know someone, off topic, I know someone that knows, obviously, very long relation, because I don't want to know them directly, I'm sorry. Her father is a doctor, not medical, educational, academic. So that's a lot of school. And he doesn't send his female children past secondary school because he feels like it's an absolute waste of his time, just the boys.
Oh, my.
And he's an academic doctor.
Now that you mentioned race, many times when gender-based violence is spoken about, we always tilt towards the female survivors and kind of turn away from the males, from the male gender violence. Gender-based violence is gender. You know what gender? Gender means
Male and female. Oh, but it's just male and female, okay? It's not male, female, and on others, no. Let's avoid this. Male and female.
exactly. So there are men that have actually suffered from sexual abuse, physical, emotional abuse, and it's not talked about enough now. So were there cases, were there times where you maybe case for men to speak up in our ministry, we advocate for men to make reports if you're being abused or you've been raped, you're going through any kind of abuse whatsoever. We advocate for men to speak up. It's not a sign of weakness. Because I feel like we have unconsciously and consciously taught men that you're a man, chest it. They beat you, chest it. You'll be
They rob you.
do you understand? Exactly, and you brought it understand. They talk to you any type of way, chest it. But it's not okay if you're being abused as a man. You're first a human being before you are a man. Yes, please. Do you understand? And the people that abuse you probably even take into consideration that you're a man.
That's why they picture the victim.
See, you understand? So even though the percentage is higher for females, but it doesn't take away from the fact that men are still being abused every day. You understand? And if you check, most men go through more horrendous things like
Exactly, yeah, but it
And
just
then
never.
because they can't say it outside because of like the because society is supportive of not
not kind to men.
yes, it's also kind to men and it's not so supportive of men survivors of abuse that have made
Yeah, male, yeah.
Because they're like, oh, how is it that you're a man, you were raped? Do you understand?
Somebody said, how could a man be raped? He's the one going in.
I'm like, this is the problem. Like she said, cancer and Lenny.
Consent. In all words.
Exactly.
Like,
That's the distinguishing feature. No is a full sentence.
yes.
It's
Like,
a full sentence.
no.
No is no. End of story.
And that's some period.
That's a fair.
And that's some period thing.
You. In the words of Lenny.
Constant.
Yes, if you know a boy, a man, a husband, a father, that's being abused, tell the person to speak up, to make reports. Yeah, exactly.
Have I heard some women beat, yeah?
Yes, we've had cases like that, and even in the ministry, when the guy came to report and other like guests and other people in the ministry that are not working with us, I've heard about it. They were like, "Oh, how will a man be reporting that his wife beats him up?"
Listeners, as elementals and elementals, do not think this way. I'm begging. Like, in fact, by reason of the fact that you're listening to this podcast, change your mentality.
Online.
Like Cyntaya said, men are first human beings before they are men. Simple. It deserves to exist until they're emotionally to be heard. There's this thing that women do that they think it's fine. So you see a muscular guy or a fine guy, and you think it's nice to feel his muscles without his consent. No, but if somebody came to rub your body like that,
It will break the internet.
exactly.
So I feel like the same energy that we give to women being abused, we should do that for men as well. It's not okay to touch a man anyhow, that will touch his muscles, or it's not okay.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's not okay.
Don't do it.
It's not etiquette. It's not
proper.
about it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Talking about consent, I saw a video where this guy says that we should stop testing drugs, medicine on animals, on rats, on monkeys. That we should start testing them on rapists.
Stop.
What's the highest they could say? No. They don't understand the meaning of consent.
Even of course, that
I'm like, that's very apt.
see, I didn't have anything to say but hums and ahs because I'm like,
But that's facts, though.
that's true. You don't understand the concept.
Not understand the concept of
Yeah, so it's fine. We'll try it a year. That's valid.
that person was using 100% of.
Your brain at that time. It's too wide.
Hey.
Too wide.
Gender based race.
So like in summary, GBV is not okay. As a state, we frown against GBV. We have a violence against persons prohibition law that was passed June 2020. That was around during COVID because the ministry noticed that there was an influx, like an upsurge of people that were constantly getting abused. COVID, everybody was home.
Yeah, so you were with the trapped your monsters.
You understand, your bad behavior, your bad character, everything is on display. So they were constantly getting called of people being beaten up by their spouses, people being raped, and then as a result of that, they had to, adopt the VAP law because the VAP law has already been passed as an act. So you had to adopt it as a law. So the state frowns against it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. If you know anybody going through any form of gender-based violence, yes, encourage the person to go to the Ministry of Justice.
Helpline.
Yes,
They also should give us the helpline. I will try to put.
So it's going to be in the description of this video. Yeah.
Okay,
On all of the platforms that's going to be posted on.
the description for the helpline. If you're in apartments,
Sports.
you
You can call.
call
You
them.
don't have to walk into the ministry.
yeah, you could
Call
call us,
exactly.
and help will be rendered. We're working with law enforcement agencies, the police. So if your life is in danger, we have somebody ready to come and get
you out.
you're not at your whim's end. You understand?
Yeah,
So
Exactly.
okay, that's good. Some of us ask a very interesting question. Just up in my head. You know how people say like marriage means consent? I don't know if that's what they say, but I feel like that's what they imply. Because there is a concept of something I heard called marital rape,
yeah.
where you can still be raped by your spouse. But then they make it look like because you are now married, you said yes, it's like your body is their body, you know, can go and come at will.
It's a very dicey.
But is it a thing?
Yes, there are people that
People sue,
yes,
I could have heard.
yeah, people sue for marital rape. That I didn't say no, and you forced yourself.
They say yes, rather.
Sorry, yeah, the idea say yes, and you forced yourself. So it's a very gray area. I don't really have much to say about that.
Yeah.
But it's a very gray area.
That's it.
And I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any enactments or any laws that pertain to this topic yet.
Okay.
Yes. So
That's you, your lawyer, the counsel, and the judge. You will God decide what you mean. Ha, that's
so
loud.
please, you repeat spouse. He's supposed to look this person like I'm so sorry. Like thinking about it as a concept. Why? Oh, how? How did you people go from there to there? Like,
No, it was wrong with you.
no, it's okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, that's it. So talking about marriage and like spousal rights and all of that, are there any saying cute and law doesn't sound nice? Cause like what do you mean by cute law is more serious. Or are there any interesting laws that we don't know that in some way protect you from emotional abuse? Cause like emotional abuse is never tangible.
Yes, can't.
It's just what you receive, but you can't measure it unless somebody is there. Even if somebody is there, self, a person can't quantify. It's just the recipients that knows how much.
Anyway, it actually hurts sometimes even more than physical and sexual abuse.
So they say.
Yes, true. Because the scars are mental, and then your body carries it for as long as you probably can till you heal, till you actively heal. So yeah.
So what has been? Let's go back a bit. Did you guys have any cases on emotional abuse, and how was it handled? Because like I said, emotional abuse sometimes feels like smokes and mirrors. It's like it's foreign. You can't bring that to it. Cause someone can tell you, oh, you're stupid, and then someone's like, oh, it's a joke.
Yeah, speaking of emotional abuse, because I feel like with people that typically beat up their spouses, it doesn't just start. They don't just wake up and just give you a slap. Do you understand? It starts with certain words. Their countenance towards you changes, and I feel like with physical abuse there are always signs, but people typically do not see these signs or they do not know how to identify it. Do you understand? He starts to raise his voice. One day he tries to slap you, or he's banging the door, or he's banging the wall.
She is.
Do you understand? Yeah, actually. And yeah, you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm the only one that can calm him down. One day it's gonna be your head he's banging. Do you understand? So but well, yeah. So we've had cases of emotional abuse, persons that are constantly put down by their partners, spoken to a type of way, and this thing just has a way of taking away from your sense of self. Do you understand? You start to lose your confidence, your self-esteem. You're not as productive as at work. You don't smile a lot. You know, this is still abuse in itself. Do you understand? And it's not okay. So we had mediation sessions, try to bring the two parties together, try to resolve the conflict. Is it a communication problem? Do you understand? Trying to find a common ground. But sometimes people are just people, and
They're just
Yeah.
being mean
Yeah.
and wicked.
yes. So emotional abuse is still abuse. I feel like as a society, once we hear abuse, we think of a slap or somebody, hitting your head against the wall or using sharp objects on you. Emotional abuse is still abuse. Financial abuse is still abuse. Taking away from your taking away from your spouse's income, or
Without their permission.
yes, do you understand? It's one thing to have a joint account where people put money together
And
for
don't squander it.
Yeah.
very
Because
important.
I heard some people take out
Yeah,
money from joint accounts and go pay for OnlyFans.
a very
Some
ridiculous
wicked
thing.
people.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a thing, a whole story.
But financial abuse where you're working for your money, but your husband or your wife is the one that dictates how you spend it, or they even tell you, "Oh, I don't want you to work." We've had cases like that.
Is that abuse?
Yes, it's abuse. You stop the person. The person it's one thing the person says, "Oh, I don't want to work,"
Okay.
or the person tells you, "Oh, I would like for you to sit at home," but forcing
you
the
had an
person,
interaction.
yes, but forcing the person to stay at home against their will, taking away from their means of making money. Let's say the person has a shop, you shut it down.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Things like that. Maybe the person's a YouTuber, you destroy their cameras. You're actively taking steps to stop this person from making, just so they depend on you, because that's the
Yes,
that's the,
actually,
that's the thing.
yeah.
The first line
Yes.
of abuse.
Line
Yes.
of abuse, yes.
Cripple you so much.
Yeah,
So
that
that-
you're dependent
yes.
on them.
They're
Like they're,
both your savior and your devil.
yes.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you're still going to come home to me. That's the point of all of that.
Yeah.
All of that ceremonies, you're still going to come home to me.
Yeah.
That's why they always say, "Oh, women have your own money in marriage,"
Yes.
so that you can walk away when it's time. If somebody is treating you a type of way, or hitting you, or talking to you any type of way,
Yeah.
do you understand? Because if you check with women that are being abused, beaten up, most times it's because they don't have their own money, and they are forced to stay in that marriage because they don't have any other means of
ways
making money.
or
Do you understand?
surviving.
Do you
And I
understand?
think I hate so much that the generation, like every 4 videos on the internet is telling you, prep yourself for divorce. Have a
Yes.
separate something.
Yes, hidden
in
away from
case-
your spouse.
Yeah.
It's jarring.
Yes.
Like, can you not just love recklessly? Like, just without the same person that you
Yeah.
love trying to stab you.
Do you
All these
understand?
plan B, plan Q.
You see how to be a man eater, how to do this,
how
how
to
to detach, how to
detach,
retrieve
how
your
to-
energy.
to-
Baby, are
Like-
we in the Hunger Games? Why are we starving
Why,
ourselves?
honestly?
What?
Sex
Why-
them after 5 hours
What's
to
the
make
problem?
yourself more intriguing
What
to
are
them.
you doing? Just don't
If
you
you
block-
are
like them
not,
or not?
I just need to say this. You are intriguing to the people that find you intriguing, and you are not intriguing to the people that do not find you
And
intriguing.
that's okay.
Exactly. Somebody
Hey.
might not like my sense of humor, and that's fine. It doesn't even make them a bad person.
Yeah.
It just makes them show that they don't have taste, but it doesn't make them a bad person. Exactly. So you don't have to be intriguing. Oh, you like this person, right?
You
But
like
then the person
them.
doesn't like your type of person. Be fine with that.
Yeah.
You will find somebody
And
that
then
will
what-
text you
what
in
is
3
people's
minutes.
obsession with liking people that don't like them
Like
back.
them back.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And then P.S. they have someone that likes them
And loves them and
love
treats them.
nice, but they always want.
It's a type of avoidant attachment. So, and then the minute the person that they like starts liking them, they don't like them again.
Yeah.
So it's
Yes,
rush.
it's the chase that actually is the high. You need, like we said,
Let's all
we
go to
all
therapy.
need
Therapy.
therapy.
Yes.
I hate to break it to you,
When you
but
want
yeah,
therapy, you want the therapy.
you want
It's
it.
not okay.
It's not okay to that. It's not being a hot piece of cake or anything.
You're just
It's just-
self-sabotaging.
Yes, and it's not. a
That's
great
that's
thing.
what it is.
Yes.
It's not okay.
Party A loves you, treats you like a human being, showers you with love. Party B calls you once in 6 business days.
And you are telling me that you like Party B.
Girl,
Boy.
girl.
Get on with it. Like, they don't like you. It looks like they don't like you. If it quacks like they don't like you, it moves like they don't like you.
They don't like you.
And Jesus didn't die for you to be
For all of
treated
you.
like
Yes,
All
he
of
doesn't
this.
die for you to doing this.
No, it's not
No.
possible.
But anyways, that's it with emotional abuse. Yes. So we've had cases like that, every day. Like every case of domestic abuse always almost starts as emotional abuse. They always start with talking to their partner a certain type of way, treating them a type of way, isolating them.
From every other person that could help them or save them.
And if you're being isolated, I'm sorry, but that's not normal behavior. They don't like you so much. They're not so much in love with you that they don't want your family to contact
Your
you.
friends.
They cut you off from your friends.
Yeah.
They cut you off from everybody that you know. It's not
Exactly.
it's
So
not
that when they
okay.
start beating you can't go anywhere.
Do you understand?
Or when they start oppressing you. It's not, like she said, it's not only physical abuse.
Yeah,
It's silly things where
emotionally.
wives even cut off husbands from family members.
Do you
Yeah,
understand?
With
yeah.
different excuses.
So it goes
So
both
that when they want to
ways.
chop you, they'll chop you and clean my hand. Nobody will know.
Drink water, still drop cup.
Do you
So
understand?
please, if you notice I don't want to say when because nobody
It's
like
not,
this
it's
is
not rule of
interesting.
thumb for everybody.
If you notice isolating behavior in your partner, in anybody that's
Yeah.
close to
Maybe
you, in fact,
address
even
it.
friends,
Yeah. Check in with your friends.
Yeah.
there's a reason why they say circle of
Yes.
friends, guys.
You know, some